So, you've decided to do the ketogenic diet, and within the first few days, you've started to feel sluggish. Maybe you're lacking energy, maybe your head is beginning to hurt, maybe you have a bit of brain fog. These symptoms can be quite uncomfortable, and you may have the keto flu. It's no actual flu, there's no contagion, and you're certainly not contagious. Instead, the keto flu derives its name because of the similarities between the symptoms of the keto flu and the regular common cold and flu. Don't panic. All symptoms of the keto flu will pass with time. The reason for that we will talk about now with Section 1. Section 1. What is the keto flu? Well, simply put, it's a collection of symptoms that you may experience as your body adapts to the ketogenic diet. The reason for this is quite simple, really. As you enter the ketogenic diet, you're going to lose a lot of glycogen. In fact, that's kind of the point. That's your stored carbohydrates throughout your body. As you lose the glycogen in your body, you also lose water and electrolytes. Put simply, you may become dehydrated. Additionally, you're switching over to burning ketones. Imagine you had a house, and you wanted to switch it from using power from the electrical grid to solar panels. Once it's all set up, it might work perfectly, be sustainable and great, but in the interim, as you're setting it up, there might be some growing pains. Adapting to the new fuel source, the new power source, might be difficult. You may have to cut down on the use of certain appliances, or reorder how you go about things until everything's set up. The same is essentially true for the ketogenic diet. As your body switches from using carbohydrates as a primary fuel source, particularly in the brain, to using ketones, there can be some issues in that adapting. However, as you adapt, the symptoms will pass. So let's talk about those symptoms. The intensity of the symptoms I'm about to describe may vary depending on the person. Moreover, a person might not experience all of these, but let's address some of them. Your head may hurt. A state of dehydration can sometimes cause people's head to hurt. Your legs might feel tired, lethargic, as well as other muscle groups might feel tired and lethargic. You've depleted them of their glycogen stores. This is not unexpected. Moreover, your muscles might cramp or be sore. Lacking electrolytes can cause muscle cramps. Your stomach might hurt. You might have cramps in your stomach, or nausea, queasiness, or other gastrointestinal distress. You're undergoing quite a big shift, potentially a massive change-up in what you eat, the quantities of it, and the foods that you're selecting. It's not a surprise that your gut might be feeling a little unwell as you adapt to these new foods. Moreover, you might have brain fog, difficulty recalling things, or shoddiness in your memory, struggle holding a single train of thought. That's understandable. Your brain is now adapting to using ketones instead of glucose. That could cause some issues. Fatigue or low energy. Again, you might be eating significantly less. You might also have not done the ketogenic diet before and not been well adapted to burning ketones, and as a consequence, the actual energy levels that you have might be significantly lower. With all of this, these massive shifts in your diet, your lifestyle, the things you're eating and how you're feeling, it also might accompany certain metabolic shifts that cause trouble with your sleep. And as a consequence, you might have some troubles falling asleep, maintaining good sleep. These are all symptoms of the keto flu. But rest assured, all of them will pass as you adapt to the diet. So, with that being said, we don't need to just wait. We can also directly intervene to help mitigate some of these symptoms. So let's address the 3 primary things you need to do in order to expedite the keto flu. Get into the diet properly and start feeling your best. Number 1, stay hydrated. Your body is losing a lot of water, it's losing a lot of electrolytes. Your thirst might be lowered. However, it's very important that you continue to drink a lot of water. Replenish all that you've lost. Moreover, you will be losing electrolytes. So, if it's something you want to do or something you do, take some more electrolytes. If taking electrolytes is not something you necessarily want to do, not something that you do, that's all right. Salt your food well. Drink a lot of water and you'll be good to go. Second, make sure that you're eating enough fat. Particularly if you're someone who doesn't already have a great deal of fat stores on them. Since you're now using ketones, which are made from fat, you might not have as readily accessible fat to be converted into ketones, and as a consequence, your body might be producing an insufficient amount for you to feel your best. As a consequence, it might be worth it to up your fat content for a little bit during this transitionary phase. And along with upping your fat content, another very important thing to do is Cut the carbs. Cut the carbs. Cut the carbs.
I'm being fucking serious.
Since the entire point of getting into ketosis is to cut one's glycogen stores, replenishing those stores might prolong the period of time until you get into the diet properly. As a consequence, making sure that you're not eating excess carbs will mean that you get into a state of ketosis quicker. And again, if these symptoms are as a consequence of adapting to ketosis, the quicker you get into it, the better you'll feel. Make sure you're not eating too many carbs. A quick note on the first time you've done keto. This will be a new experience both for you and for your body. Many people, the first time they do keto, will experience a slightly protracted period of adaptation. It might be longer than it will be the second, third, and fourth time you get into ketosis. That's all right. Don't worry about it. You will get into ketosis. Just follow the process. But let it be known that if you've never done it before, it might be a little longer than people will often claim it. For instance, many people will say it'll take a week. It might take you a little longer if it's the first time you've ever done it. But just a point. The keto flu can be annoying and uncomfortable, and a generally unpleasant experience. But rest assured, it will pass. You may have a headache, you may feel drowsy, groggy, brain foggy, etc. But it will pass. Just remember, stay hydrated, eat a little more fat, and cut those carbs, and you'll be feeling right as rain in no time. A final point. If the symptoms you're experiencing just aren't passing, it might be the case that the diet isn't for you. So bear in mind, no diet is perfect. No diet will fit any given person perfectly, but most will be totally fine. Yeah, cool. I think that's it, frankly. This is just a little quick one, okay? Don't get any ideas, okay? This wasn't meant to be a lot. Just a bit, okay? Here on this channel, I cover topics and interesting bits of information about the ketogenic diet, guides and information that helps me and others in my life do the diet. If you are interested in the diet as well, stick around. There's plenty to learn, lots to see. And if you have any considerations, questions, or further information, please leave it down below. We'll read it.